All right, we're on to the final day of the week now. What will I be looking for? What will my plan be for this final New York session of the week? Well, I've drawn out all of my swing points here. I'm only going to be looking for longs today because the market's been extremely bullish, and I tried shorting from a bearish swing failure on the Dow Jones slash ES yesterday, and I got burnt from it. So I'm not going to be looking for any shorts, even if we did get a bearish swing failure. So I've drawn out these lows, and realistically, these lows wouldn't get hit. And this is a previous day low here, and that low is a bit far away, so it's difficult to imagine us manipulating down to 300 points and then pushing back higher. I think it's unlikely. So realistically, we're only looking at either this intraday low over here, or we're going to be looking at this London low or Asia low down here. Now, this Asia low could be a little bit more protected because, well, it's not really this isn't really a Asian kill zone low, but this low did take out some liquidity from Asia, so this could potentially be a little bit more of a protected low, and therefore we might not run out on that. And plus, it's just a lot further away. However, this low that we are closer to isn't a particularly um, strong low. As you can see, it's not that strong, and it is not a session low. It's just an intraday swing point. So that will be my only realistic possibility that I can see to give me a bullish swing failure. We've already taken the previous day high, which I don't love because at all-time highs, we haven't got any liquidity above us to buy into. So my only trade idea for today will be a run from the open down to this intraday low. And because there isn't a lot of room above us anymore, because we've already taken the previous day high, I would have to use as my TP target the intraday high that we printed before the open. And I could hold a position beyond that point, but I'd want to run a really tight stop because we're at all-time highs. So my only plan is to see let's say, on the open, we manipulate lower, and I'd want to see a strong rejection of this low because it's not a significant low in terms of being a session low or a previous day low. I want to make sure that whilst it's in line with our bias, to try and make it an A setup, a strong rejection. So let's say we took it out 15 minutes into the open. I want to see then a IFEG V-shaped recovery type um, rejection from this level, and then I could look for a long back up towards the intraday high. You could, in theory, if we got a good rejection pre-market from this high, you could possibly take a short down towards this low down here or the Asia low, but I wouldn't be doing that. And I think from yesterday, I've learned that the only sensible thing for me to do is try and trade in line with this obvious strong bullish trend. So that is my only plan for NQ, is a bullish swing failure from that intraday low. Looking at gold briefly, gold's kind of been consolidating in the last 24 hours. I'm still bullish on gold, still trying to target this 4-hour high, which I've marked out over here. That's my plan. However, what I'd like to see is us push a little bit lower. The liquidity from yesterday was not enough to push the market higher, but so far in this pre-market, well, not pre-market, but this pre-New York session, we have started to rally a little bit more. However, I would prefer another run lower. I'd want to see these lows down here get taken out because we've started to build up some intraday lows right here. And whilst this low from Asia has liquidated something and therefore could be a bit stronger, it has printed two relatively equal lows with this low from last Tuesday or this Tuesday. So I'd like to see that get run out, and I'd even like to see this bottom low get run out because if you look on the 4-hour time frame, that is a 4-hour low as well. And if we took out that 4-hour low, and then if I draw in the fib retracement, you'll see that us taking out that 4-hour low would return us to zero point 0.5 on the fib tool. So that's why I would like to see one final run lower, a rejection from these lows over here, and then we can look for longs. But that might not happen until next week now. So that's what I'll be looking for on gold, but unlikely that it's going to produce anything today. And then that's basically it today. I have these 1.5 or 2 trade ideas on NQ, and that is about it. So I don't imagine we're going to see too much, but you never know.